Hello, beautiful people. How are you? I came to sit outside to make some Akashic record work, and I just keep hearing, you gotta make the video, gotta make the video. I've been away in Florida all week, um, for like 9 days or something, and it felt different this time. I don't even know how to put it into words, but I used to seek vacations. Like, get me the hell out of wherever I am. But it was more so I learned, and I have been learning, and I continue to learn, that it was like, get me away from whatever is bothering me. And I realized no matter how many vacations you take, breeze, hopefully you can hear me. No matter how many vacations you take, no matter how many times you try and get away, you can't escape the part that wanted you to get away, right? So this vacation, I was just excited to like go see palm trees in the sun and spend time with friends, and I didn't have any like, yes, I gotta get away, like, yes, right? So it was a different feeling, because my fiance Kevin was like, oh my god, I need to get away, right? So it was different for me not to feel this, like, I don't know, like before, usually when the vacation's coming to an end, I'm like, oh my god, like this sucks, I gotta go back to the real world, and blah blah. And I didn't have that feeling. I didn't want to come back out of the cold, because I do much better in the warm with the sun and the palm trees. And I loved seeing my friends and going on the rides and all that. But I realized that it's another layer of perception that I've come to an understanding or understanding on. And like, yeah, we really truly are the creators of our reality. And since I've left the hospital, and since I've left a system job where like stress is like all you know, I feel like I'm on vacation every day, which sounds weird. And yeah, I need to learn more discipline and structure when it comes to, setting time for content and all that. But I've learned to really just kind of go with the flow. And there was times on vacation where I had moments of like fear creep in, like, oh my god, I'm doing a disservice to myself because I'm having a mimosa at 10 in the morning and I'm at the pool, but I'm relaxing, and I'm smiling, so I just see people laughing and happy, and I'm in Disney, where I know that there's a lot of, I won't get into all that, but there's a lot of stuff going on with that, and around systems and children and all that. And I was like, you know what? I could either go there with fear and this knowing, or I could go there and like not have a good time, or I could go there and be like, I'm gonna see the magic in this, like I always have, and just have fun and ride the games and just like be. And I did, and it was so much fun. And there was one point where I put my finger on the little scanner that goes over your fingerprint, and I had electricity shoot through my body. I saw all of the people that were in line in front of me that already touched the thing, and I saw all of this drama, and I saw all of these energies, and I was like, so that instead of like allowing that to stay in me all day and ruin my time and be like, let's get out of here, I was like, whoa, perception, right? Who am I? I'm here on vacation, knowing I'm spirit and love, having a human experience. So I'm not going to let this electricity bring fear into my body. So I stood off to the side. I breathed. I called in my protection. I circled flame around me. I called in Merlin and my dragons, and I called in crystalline waters. Just literally clear my aura and my physical body. I can like still feel it when I think about it. From that energy, so I could continue to be and have fun and experience the day. Because we came down to earth to experience, right? And even though I have awareness of things that are not so good in areas, I also know that I could let those bring me into a dormant dorsal state, or like an angry state, or like a stress state. Or it could be like, you know what? I'm aware of that. I'm going to be in my light, and as I walk through here, I'm just going to let my light shine. I know that I am protected, and within this protection around me, I ask that ease and comfort go into the energies around me if it's for their highest and best. And that's what happened. And it was beautiful. And I no longer had moments of like anger or tension or like frustration. It was weird. It was cool. But anyways, I had a lot of moments, like I was saying, of this. I could have felt stuck or disconnected from spirit. There's the majority of clients that come to Maria and I now, and I feel like many people resonate to this, you feel stuck. When we feel stuck, a few things are happening. One, we're either ungrounded. Two, we're not in the flow and in balance with our divine feminine energy. So we're either in too much feminine or too much masculine, and there can be wounded and divine aspects of both. We could be thinking too much and not allowing ourselves to just be present. We are trying to control the situation rather than just, I can't control this. What I can control is my reaction, right? And or we're doing stuff that doesn't feel good. Either we're doing stuff that doesn't feel good, or things around us don't feel good. And that's life. Now, when we put ourselves into certain situations, let's say we start working a job that we don't really like, or we're doing it for the money or whatever, that's putting our energy into a situation. And if we already don't have this, like, I totally love it, then there's going to be moments where we feel stuck. Now, there are a few different versions of stuck. Some people feel like they're disconnected and stuck from spirit, the higher self, because they're on a pause of this growth and like these intuitive hits and like seeing all the numbers and like a lot of coincidences or like alignments happening, right? So they feel stuck. They're like, oh my God, what did I do? I'm disconnected. I'm not connecting as quick. I'm feeling more tension in my body. I'm asking for things and they're not happening right away. And so that's one version of stuck. Another stuck is like, I'm miserable with my job, my life. I feel like, right, that's one. Another one is everything around me seems to just be coming on top of me, that I feel stuck. I don't even know where to move, what to focus on. Like, oh my God. In any of these three versions of stuck, let's say there's three umbrellas, right? There's many reasons underneath those three umbrellas, but that's when you go on a vacation, okay? Vacation is literally 3 minutes to 15 minutes to 9 days of just solace, of literally being like, you know what? I'm aware that the world around me seems like it's crashing. I'm aware that I feel tension in my body. I'm aware that I'm asking for things and I'm not immediately seeing the results. I'm aware that I'm not seeing 11, 11, 11 all the time anymore. I'm aware that maybe my business is slow. I'm aware that I've been eating like shit. I'm aware. And then forgiving yourself for beating yourself up around that prior energy of not being aware, right? A lot of us spend our entire lives, we're stuck, and we don't even know that we're stuck until we have those moments of feeling free and super divinely connected and like abundance of joy, right? And I think that's why, I feel and I know that's why I was motivated to make this video, because a few years ago, so I go to Florida every year, right? But a few years ago, I went to Florida with a few friends, and I was still I was taking Adderall, because I prescribed it anyways, and I wasn't taking it, but like the energies were just a lot, and like I was also trying to understand, feel comfortable in my skin. So I was taking that and drinking, and I was like, oh, I don't like the way this is making me feel. And I was beating myself up a lot. Like I came home and I felt so disconnected from spirit. But what it was that I was judging myself, and I felt so like I abandoned myself. I abandoned that like I was stronger than drinking to fit in with the group, right? I abandoned that. Even though the people that I was with, they never made me feel uncomfortable. It was parts of me that had this belief that in order to fit in, you have to party, right? I wasn't getting like sloshed, but you know, I knew that I was doing like a disservice to myself, and I was emotionally doing these bad they're not even bad, right? But I was emotionally doing things. I was reacting to an emotion within me by drinking, or maybe some people smoke weed, or they drink, or drugs, whatever. Now, that was like 2 years ago. Yeah, well, long time. Or a year ago. Year and a half ago. And I've noticed that when I'm around certain groups of people, different emotions within me come up. And it doesn't mean that it's because of those people, but they're activating parts within me that still need to be healed, right? So this trip to Florida, I wasn't drinking for emotions. I was like, ugh, I'm gonna have a drink and swim at the pool, right? Or I'm walking around Animal Kingdom and it's balls hot out, and I would just love like a cold beer, and that's all I needed, right? And it wasn't like I didn't beat myself up. I just truly enjoyed my day. And when we were coming home, it was like bittersweet because I didn't want to leave Florida. I didn't want to leave vacation, but I was like also excited to come back home and to work. And what I mean by work is to connect with my coaching clients and to do readings and all this. And I was trying to understand this balance of like, I could have done this on vacation. I could have taken clients on vacation and left a couple days open, right? Like I could have done that because I wasn't going on vacation to escape. And I brought my computer, I brought my crystals, I brought my stuff, and then my spirit, my higher self was like, no, you need to be in the human experience, right? So I was worried. I was like, I'm going to become stuck and disconnected, just like I have felt after every other vacation that I have been on by coming home. I'm going to have to sleep the whole day. So I only took one client today, my lady from Portugal. But I woke up and I was like, I'm back. This is great. And I was like, oh, I'll just take a nap after working with her. Because I thought that I would be disconnected and tired. And you know what? I'm not. I still feel like part of me is on vacation because I have a job that I love. I have learned to be aware that I am never disconnected from spirit, because spirit is energy and each one of us is energy. I am aware that there's a lot of stuff that happens around me, and there was a lot of interactions, a lot of people. I was in Universal, Disney, Haunted Horror Nights, around different groups of friends, people I didn't know. I even hung out with like twins, and that was so much fun. But there was a lot of energies, and each time I started to feel, I breathed, and I shifted my perspective, and okay, what do I need to learn here? Am I safe? Yeah, I'm safe. What am I doing? I'm being a human, and I'm still spirit, and I'm still connected, and I'm love. And then that stuckness released because I acknowledged it, and I knew, like I had a newer understanding of I am the energy around me. The energy around me is me. And if I allow the energy around me to fully affect me, then I'm just giving that same effect back. And I had this new inner and outer standing of perception, of vacation, of stuck, of disconnected from spirit. And the power in saying that I am disconnected from spirit is basically saying you are disconnected from yourself. None of us are ever disconnected. Now, the other thing is that, let me just pause this because you probably can't hear me. Hold on. There was a fire truck. The other thing is that when we're feeling stuck and we know that our external environment is a lot, if you cannot just pause, and it takes a lot of practice, breathe and bring your heart center, your self-love out into your aura where you're not affected by the energy around you, then yes, vacation, physically getting away is super important. Always remove yourself from things that don't feel comfortable so you can have a clear mind. You can remove yourself from that energy so you can understand why you were affected by that energy, right? And that's what I used to do with vacation. But I would never reflect really on vacation. I'd just be like, I gotta go back, right? And this time I'm like, this is different. So when you go on vacation because your environment is like, holy crap, and you really just want to escape, do it. But when you're escaping, also take a moment to think of like, okay, when I go back there, how can I have a different mindset, or how can I shift my energy so I don't feel suffocated again. I don't feel stuck again when I go back into that situation. And the biggest thing I learned with that is being grateful for any time you can remove yourself from a situation, and be grateful for being in that situation, for being in that energy, because that energy just brought you awareness that you felt a different way, that you felt uncomfortable. When we feel uncomfortable, that's when we need to reflect. And it seems like a lot of work, because it is, but it's so much better than like living in the tension all the time, right? I feel so at peace in the majority of the environments I put myself in now. Because the second I don't feel it, I just breathe and I ask myself why. And I say I'm safe and I'm okay. But when we seek solace, or when we seek vacation, right, to get away from our normal external environment, it's very important to shut off your phone or to not look at social media. That brings you literally right back into that. Like, you're taking a break. So that means get off your phone. I answered emails one day, and it only took me like an hour because I was like, Spirit like filtered my emails. I only looked at my phone to take pictures and to text a few people here and there, but I did not look on social media, and if I did, I just posted something and that was it. I was like, I am literally on vacation, and this is what it means. I am not still putting some of my energy in what I was in, right? And I also personally didn't feel the need to look on any social media because I don't have any drama in my life or anything like that. But I also didn't need to escape from where I was to look at where I just left from, right? When we're like scrolling on social media, when we're doing things that are bringing tension within us, or we're looking at it to distract us from our present moment, that's a trauma response. So when you're feeling stuck or disconnected, whether you're on vacation or you're in your stuck normal environment, to be aware of what you're bringing into your environment, who you're talking with, what you're watching, what you're reading. Is it bringing anger, vengeance, fear, worry into you? Or is it like, that was cool? And this just popped into my head, I don't know why, but everything has a reason. So Maria was watching oh God, I forget the name of the show. Westworld, something like that. And she restarted watching it, and I was like, oh, I'll watch it. I remember I could never get the first or second episode, and I put it on my TV before I went on vacation. And I was like, oh, I'll watch it. It's like, I'll talk to Maria about like the show, and because everything I watch, I like, you could call it analyze, but like I reflect on it, and I'm like, like I learn from it all. And I put it on, and I had this like feeling in my body, like, don't watch this, and I was like, that's my ego, like, whatever. And then literally I heard, don't watch this, and my TV, the whatever channel it was on, literally shut off, and I had this thing pop up on my TV, and I forget what it said, but it said like uploading or please wait, channel not available, something weird that I've never seen on my TV, and I'm like, that's strange. And I tried turning the channel. I could, but I couldn't go back to whatever the platform was that I found that Westworld or whatever show was on. And I was like, oh. So I took a picture of it and I sent it to her, and I was like, Spirit really doesn't want me watching this. Like, they literally shut it off for me. And rather than me being like, I'm going to figure out how to watch it, I'm going to watch it on my phone, because I probably could have, or watch another time, I took it as a sign like, that does not need to be in my life. That, whatever I was going to see or reflect, doesn't need to be in my life at this time. And so I let it go. I was like, interesting. And then I watched whatever else. But that was a digression, I think, but I'm sure it has something to do with whatever I was going to feed into me, right? So we're never stuck. We're never disconnected. We have moments of contraction and expansion. We have moments of stillness. We have moments of, When we're pushing to understand something, as soon as we release the need to understand it, like, the answer comes, the response comes. And the other thing I was going to say was that, so me and Maria refer to the Matrix, right? So I put myself into the Matrix world by going to Florida, Universal, Disney, Orlando, Tampa, like all around, right? I put myself in the Matrix again. And when you take yourself out of the Matrix and you work your own job and you work on yourself, you understand the underlying things, the messages, you understand how the system is controlling and all that, and then you put yourself back into the Matrix, whether it's through a job, through a party, through hanging out with friends that you used to hang out with, whatever it is, your body's going to have some type of reaction to it, because you've shifted your perception and your energy. So when you go back, if you go into a job that's matrix-based, that takes you away from those moments of solace, yeah, you're going to feel stuck, because you just shifted your energy from something you've been working on into something that you tried so hard to get out of. So you're going to feel stuck, and that's okay. And you need to learn to forgive yourself for feeling stuck, because you're never stuck. Your body's trying to, my foot's falling asleep. Your body's trying to understand the shifting in energy. Always give thanks. When I was on vacation, I would wake up and fall asleep like I always do, giving thanks for my life, giving thanks for the day, giving thanks for anything good or that I may have perceived as bad that happened or indifferent. Nothing's really bad, right? It's the energy, of that situation. So I give thanks, I'd send healing, and I would ask for healing. I would ask for any energies that are within me and around me to be released as I sleep, in my pure energy to be returned. I would wake up and give thanks. The more I have shifted from an attitude of gratitude, the world has felt more peaceful to me. The more that I can step into the matrix and not need to either beat myself up or judge myself or basically work as hard to bounce back from being in the matrix, right? So I'm giving gratitude for all that is happening. I'm aware of how my body is feeling as it's happening, rather than after being like, oh my God, I need a vacation for my vacation, right? Because that happens. How many of you go on vacation and come back and I need a vacation? Because you were just go, 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 or there's a lot of energy and you weren't aware of it, whatever the case is. So when you express gratitude, that's really giving gratitude to yourself too, which is putting out the vibration that you're worthy. It's putting out the vibration that you're grateful for your life in any situation, circumstance, and environment, right? So we are never truly stuck. We have moments of dark night, and I mean Knight. You cannot become a knight until you understand the battle, right? Until you understand what you're getting into. We're all warriors. We wouldn't have come down here if we weren't. And when we upgrade into that knight status, we need to understand the suffering. We need to understand why we're in the battle, okay? Rather than fighting the battle with ourselves and the external. It's sitting and reflecting and understand, why did I choose this battle? How can I love this battle? How can I learn from this battle to be that knight and to move past this feeling of feeling stuck? We all have sage within us. We all have knight. We all have queen. We all have king. Right? We all are made out of fire, water, earth, air. We're all made out of all the colors of the rainbow. We all have it within us. And we need to remember that when we feel stuck. We need to remember that our higher self and God creator already has a plan for us, right? And when we're feeling stuck, our warrior is transitioning into a knight, and transitioning into a knight and a sage and like a divine feminine masculine all at the same time, so we can navigate the future differently and better. So when you're feeling stuck, do not sit there and beat yourself up. I encourage you. Rather express gratitude. Breathe. Be like, yeah, I feel stuck. Because I'm a human. That's okay. And then notice the feeling after that. Rather than literally being like, well, I put all this out there and never comes back. Or, well, this just happened. That sucks. Or projecting your emotions onto someone else, or blaming your emotions for someone else. Because yes, things happen in our external environment that cause us to be triggered and bring us into a different emotional state, dysregulated, right? That's life. And that happens so many times when we're being upgraded into the Knight. When we're being upgraded. Because we can battle the darkness. Because we are the light. Look at the freaking sun shining on my head, right? In the night, there's still stars. There's still the moon. On the other side of the earth, there's still the sun. There is never always darkness. It just feels like that when we're in these moments of contraction and stuck. And that's when we just need to realize that it is energy and we are love and that we are safe. And if you don't feel safe in your environment, you remove yourself from it and you ask yourself, is it their energy and what they're doing to me that makes me feel unsafe? Or is it something I keep doing to myself or saying to myself that doesn't feel safe? So I know this was kind of like a whatever video, but it was around, vacationing. Perception of which you're vacationing. Vacation can also just be like removing yourself from a group for a couple days and going to your own little spot. It could be when there's an argument happening with people and you're sitting there and you're feeling it. Rather than just be like, oh yeah, what's happened in the argument? Or try and put your 2 cents in. Remove yourself. Go outside, take a walk. Right? It could be you being at work and being stressed and opening a window and breathing in the fresh air. That is a vacation. Vacation is a perception of your state of being. Until you shift your state of being and awareness, you can never shift your external environment. So it was really weird coming back from vacation and being like, okay with coming back from vacation. Like, of course I'm going to miss vacation, but like, I'm also okay because I'm so grateful that I went on vacation. And I was never disconnected from me. I was never stuck. I learned that as soon as I went to judge myself or judge the situation, I breathed and I paused and I just called in my guides. And I wish that I had someone to tell me all of this when I was going through multiple stuck phases, when I was going on vacation to literally, physically escape everything. But I realized all I was doing was physically escaping. It was still mentally and emotionally and spiritually there, right? And we can't escape our environment when our environment affects our internal environment. And yes, escaping or moving to a different location is hugely important, right? That greatly impacts our energy field. And it does help. But we also need to look within and be like, okay, why did I need to do that? Right? And that is where a lot of self-compassion and acceptance comes in. So, I love you guys. I hope something came from this for you. Spirit was just like, you gotta make it, you gotta make it, you gotta make it. So I'm making it. Because I always gotta listen to Spirit. Because when we are going through transitions in our life, or let's say we're about to leave a job, the job, if we've been staying in it out of a fear-based money financial situation, guess what the universe is going to throw at us? Because our higher self already knows our path. More things that affect our money. If we're afraid of getting out of a relationship that we're in because we don't want to be alone, guess what's going to happen? More things are going to happen to affect that relationship until we get out of it, because we're in it and we're still doing it from fear. All right? So if you're going on vacation because you're escaping your actual environment of what you're doing, start looking at your environment. Because we can have vacation anywhere, guys. Because it begins here. And I love you. So have a great morning, afternoon, day, evening, wherever you are. Love you.